On May 28, 1987, an 18-year-old West German pilot took off from Helsinki, Finland, in a small, single-engine Cessna 172. He had no weapons, no military support, and no real flight plan, except one goal: to land in the heart of the Soviet Union. His name was Mathias Rust, and what he did next would shock the world, embarrass the Soviet military, and play a strange role in ending the Cold War. Helicopter emoji. Let's rewind. The Cold War was still tense in 1987. The world was watching the US and the USSR dance on the edge of nuclear conflict. Missiles, propaganda, espionage, and in the middle of it, a teenager who thought he could make a statement for peace. With a plane. Rust had only 50 hours of flying experience. But he told his family he was going on a solo trip around Northern Europe to build up flight time. Instead, he flew straight toward the Soviet Union's most secure airspace. At first, Soviet radar detected him. But they didn't act. Then, military aircraft were dispatched. But miscommunications led them to think he was a friendly aircraft. Incredibly, Rust flew over Soviet defenses for hours, completely undetected or ignored. He passed over military bases, radar zones, and missile sites. And then, he approached Moscow. Rust circled the city once, then descended, weaving through power lines and rooftops, before finally landing on a bridge just next to Red Square, near the Kremlin. People on the street stared in disbelief. Was this an American spy? A stunt? An attack? Nope, just a teenager with an idea. Red octagon emoji. He was immediately arrested. The Soviets charged him with hooliganism, violating international flight law, and entering Soviet airspace without permission. He was sentenced to 4 years in a labor camp, but served just over a year before being released as a political gesture. So why does this matter? Because Rust's flight deeply humiliated the Soviet military. It showed how vulnerable their air defense systems really were. And it gave reformers in the Kremlin, including Mikhail Gorbachev, the ammunition they needed to fire dozens of military officials and push for greater transparency and demilitarization. Some historians even say that Rust's flight accelerated the demilitarization of Soviet society and supported the political momentum for perestroika and glasnost, Gorbachev's reforms that helped bring down the USSR. Books emoji. One teenager. One small plane. No weapons. Just a belief that he could change the world, or at least make people listen. And in a strange way, he did. If stories like this fascinate you, subscribe to Real Quick History. We uncover the moments history almost forgot. Film camera emoji. New episodes every week.